Today we're comparing two of the best packable day packs out there, the AER GoPack 2 and the Tortuga Daypack Pro. This video isn't sponsored and I'll walk you through everything I like and don't like about each bag. Let's get started. Before we dive deep into features, comparisons, pros and cons between each of these bags, I first want to take a moment and clearly delineate between what I consider to be a packable bag and a fully compressible bag. I think that's a very important distinction to make so we're all on the same page. If you're watching this video, you'll know that I consider both of these bags to be packable. They are malleable, they can bend, they can fold, but they are not compressible. So I have an old day pack here that is fully compressible. As you can see, they're super light. They have zero structure. They can ball up into just about nothing here and take up next to zero space in your bag. This is what I consider to be a fully compressible bag here. And there's nothing wrong with these, and I'm not shaming you if you have one or you love these, but in fact, Tortuga and many other major bag companies make their own fully compressible bags, but these are just not for me. I cannot stand these. In my opinion, a lay flat packable bag, something like this that has a lot more support and structure, is going to beat one of these 10 out of 10 every day. All right, so who is an ideal candidate for a lay flat packable bag? Well, if you're anything like me and you cannot stand the fully compressible, zero support, zero structure, zero comfort bags like this, then you're definitely gonna want one of these. Maybe you're doing an extended day trip where something like a small sling like this is just not gonna cut it. Like, these are great if you're gonna pop out into the city for a couple hours and walk around. You don't need to carry anything with you. But if you're anything like me, you're gonna plan day hikes, extended day excursions, maybe to the beach or something like that. All right, so another reason to take a bag like this is maybe you're traveling in a shoulder season where you need to layer on, layer off clothes. Maybe you're gonna be really cold in the morning, and you're gonna be warmer in the afternoon. I am like that, especially like near the end of fall as winter is starting to kick in. Maybe I'm going someplace windy and I want wind and rain protection and I want to take a shell with me. That's definitely something that a bag like this versus like a small sling can do for you. Maybe you require the extra capacity that these bags can give you to get you through the day. Maybe you're on a plane or a train for 8 hours and you need all your tech accessories with you. Maybe you got to work one day on your vacation. You have your laptop and any of the tech items that you have. Maybe wherever you're going, you need a chair to sit on, right? So maybe you think ahead and you say, hey, I'm not gonna have a chair to sit on all day. I don't wanna sit on the ground. So you can take a light, packable chair with you. That's something a bag like this can definitely do that, a sling really can't. Again, they have slings that could maybe lash around this or whatever, but you're gonna be a lot more comfortable with something you can dump all your gear in like this, right? Maybe you are doing a specialized activity like snorkeling that requires, a mask and a snorkel that you want to bring with you. Maybe it's going to rain and you want to bring your umbrella. Maybe you have, special filming equipment or other kind of gear, like this is a 10-foot pole that I use with one of my 360 cameras. Fits in any of these bags just great. So, really just the bottom line here is you may require additional gear, additional items that really a small sling bag or a smaller bag wouldn't be able to do. I'm one of those who kind of packs for the day and packs for what I'm doing, so I have everything with me as I need it. Another reason to take a packable bag of this size with you is maybe as you depart for the day, you're going to return home with more items than you left with, right? So maybe you're coming home with snacks and groceries. It's always nice to have additional capacity to bring anything home with you. Just a personal preference, I really like to be hands-free wherever I'm going. So if I want to take a picture or I'm in a crowded train or a bus and I need both my hands to stabilize myself, it's really nice to have a bag that will carry all your items, groceries, and extra items as well, so you can stay hands-free. And if you're anything like me, maybe you like to be over-prepared, you like to plan for every situation you can think of, and that gives you comfort knowing that in case in an emergency scenario, you have what you need. In case you can't make it back to your accommodations, you're good to go for 24 to 48 hours wherever you may be. That's always a nice, comforting thought to have, because it's like, what if I can't make it back? I know that, you know, I'm gonna have a change of clothes with me, I'll have my first aid kit, I'll have enough food and water and supplies and whatever I need to get me through 24 to 48 hours. So I got both of these bags packed out. Before we get into pros and cons of each and what this bag does better than this bag and vice versa, I first needed to highlight what both of these bags do great. And the first thing is the capacity. As you can see with them fully packed out, both of these bags have very impressive capacity. I know a lot of people who could live and travel indefinitely out of bags this size. That's not how I personally use these bags. I have a dedicated larger travel bag that these go inside. But I use these as my complementary companion bag. So for like an extended day hike, day trip, maybe I have an overnighter. I can be gone for 48 hours on a bike trip with everything that I need in a bag this size. The next thing I wanted to mention was materials. Both of these bags have great materials, albeit quite different. The build quality is very good. The zippers are great. The comfort on these bags, especially when packed out and carrying a lot of gear, is going to be much better than like a compressible bag or a sling that you can take with you. So I did want to mention those, and now we'll get into a deep dive of what each bag does better than the other, and you can decide which bag is best for you. In order to properly compare and contrast the different features and benefits of these bags, I think it's first important to note the differences in weight. When these show up to your house, they are both lightweight and packable and ready to go, but the AER GoPack 2 is 1.3 pounds and the Tortuga Daypack Pro is 1 pound. So very light on both of these bags. You're gonna notice that every little thing can add up and add weight. And I think the designers of these bags really wanted to take that in mind. And of course, there are compromises you're going to have to make on weight if you're going to add different features. To me, 0.3 pounds is not a big deal. That's not a huge difference in my opinion, but to some, if you are really counting weight and you need every little pound, every little gram and ounce to matter, that may be something you need to take into consideration when choosing between these bags. So I'll start with AER here, and one thing that AER does much better than the Tortuga bag is this outside quick access compartment. So you have a little fidlock buckle here, and what you have is an excellent dump pouch cavern for anything you need to quickly put away. So when we're in Japan, my wife really loves collecting the train station and airport stamps. When she's done, she'll take this stamp book and throw it here in that quick access compartment and she's good to go. Getting it in and out when we get to the next station to collect that stamp is really quick and super easy. So another Japan specific use case scenario here is you'll oftentimes have to carry your own trash. One of the reasons why Japan is super clean is they don't have trash cans everywhere. So if you have to wait to the train station to throw your trash away, you can throw that in here and you are good to go. See how quick that was? You have a cavern here, you can just dump whatever you need to in here and quickly access it, okay? On the Tortuga, what I would usually do in that situation is utilize one of the water bottle pockets for that, or these side pockets. So I'll throw trash in here like this. It's a nice way to pack trash around when you don't need to, but as you can see that there is trash in your bag. So one of the great things I love that this bag does versus the Tortuga is this outside compartment. I think this was a winning design here. Okay, so another thing I like that AER does is these zippers. So we have these nice zipper pulls. Both of these bags have great YKK zippers, but I really love these little zipper pulls that give you something nice to grab. You don't have to hunt around and grab the little zippers. Just an excellent add there. AER also has this little like zipper hood, or I don't know, it's kind of like a zipper garage. Just a nice little feature there that they have. Something that I wish Tortuga had. Easy fix though, you can replace these little zipper handles. I don't think that's a deal breaker of not to get this, but it's just a nice little feature here for grabbing your zippers and tugging them easily. While we're talking about zippers, you will notice that these are PU coated or AquaGuard zippers to prevent water from seeping in. That is a huge win on the Tortuga versus the Air if we're talking about weather resistance. Now, to think about weather resistance, I have been caught several times with this bag in the rain and water just sheds off this bag. So if you look at it, this is the Tortuga shell material that they have. And this is the Air Cordura crinkle nylon. Both of them run water off really well, but this like sailcloth material does really, really good in the rain. Water just runs right off. And again, you also have your coated zipper, so like water's not gonna like seep through. Now, I will say, if you're standing outside in the rain and you're getting soaked for 3 or 4 hours, no matter what, both of these bags will probably get wet. So just know that they're not, I don't think there is such thing as a fully waterproof little day pack like this. I mean, really, like you have to be standing out there just getting soaked for water to get in. But the Air, we have noticed, will seep water in more than the Tortuga does. Now, comparing the two water bottle holders, Air definitely wins the water bottle holders because of this band here. So if you can see, when it is relaxed, the band is nice and flush here, but the band can expand through this stretchy channel, and you can put very large water bottles in here. You can put tripods and all kinds of different tools. This is a great water bottle holder. The Tortuga is a stretch water bottle holder. It's like a stretch mesh. So regardless of how much I had this bag packed out or how little I had this bag packed out, we've never had a water bottle fall out of the Air bag. But I have had a water bottle fall out of this bag when I go out and the bag is not packed out. Now, the bag's super packed out. I'm on an extended day trip, no issues whatsoever. Again, I love this bag. I use it myself, but that's probably the biggest negative to this bag is this. And I think the reason why these are very different is because this is a huge weight saving feature. Again, this weighs 1 pound. This whole bag empty is 1 pound and can just collapse in there. So I want to be really fair to Tortuga, because it's not fair to say, oh, they just made a terrible design choice. They didn't. This is actually a great water bottle holder, but in order to cut the weight and make this that 1 pound bag, I believe this is one of the weight cutting savings that they did here was with the side water bottle pockets. Again, I still use them. I've put all kinds of items in here. In my opinion, just not as good as the Air pocket. So probably the biggest difference between the two is right here. So one of the places where Tortuga really outshines all of its competition on all of their bags really is this section right here, the back panel and the straps. Comfort. I don't know how they do it, but they figured out how to make their straps and their back panel just more comfortable than almost every other bag. Comparing this to the GoPack 2, this is a much more comfortable bag to have on, just objectively. You have a air channel here, and while the air is somewhat breathable, your back's gonna sweat a little bit more on this than having that air channel. This is like a 1/4 inch of like solid padding here. I never feel the gear poking my back. Very comfortable. The straps have the same kind of like circular padded material on here. And these are much thicker, but I don't know, they're like lighter at the same time. It's weird. I think it's just because the nylon weighs more. I wear this bag in Japan all day long. Hike the Jogasaki coast with this, hike the Nakasendo trail from Magomejuku to Tsumago with this, like all day, like day trips. I've done twice with this bag. I've ridden the Shimanami Kaido, which is a 50-mile bike ride all day with this bag, all my clothes in it, because we were staying at a different location and we were gone for 48 hours, but the comfort on this bag is unmatched. So one thing I just don't know if any bag can compete with Tortuga is like the comfort that they have. Also, as you can see, compared to the Air bag, we have a nice rail system here for a sternum strap. So you have a nice adjustable sternum strap. To some people, a sternum strap or lack thereof is a deal breaker. So if you need a sternum strap, Tortuga's got you covered. It is great. You can remove this off the rail. I never do it because I actually use it. But yeah, look at this. You got a nice rail sternum strap here. With Tortuga, you have two little lash points here where you can clip on like a little accessory, like this hand sanitizer bottle that I have here. I love these metal hand sanitizer bottles, and I love clipping that on so that I always have it with me and it's always within reach. Air has one little D-ring here. It is a little lower on the straps, but they do have one. And I guess you could connect it to this piece of webbing here as well. It just, look, see, as it's kind of at the bottom of the strap, it just doesn't fit as well. So very strategic and thoughtfully designed feature here from Tortuga, where you can clip on a little accessory to these little lash points here. All right, so let's talk about the grab handles here. So on this side, I have the Air grab handle. It is comfier. It's a little bit wider. There is a little bit of padding in there, not much. And on this side, on the Tortuga, it's like very thin, straight nylon. However, I don't think this is a big deal breaker for me because I don't really use these grab handles that often. If I have to hang it up, on a bathroom hook or something like that, it works just fine. But is something to consider. This is a nicer grab handle. Now on the larger travel bags, that is a big deal for me because I'm grabbing it out of, the airport overhead or the airplane overhead compartment. I'm carrying it around by that more often than I am this. When I am out and about with these bags, I don't really use the grab handles, but just something to know. This is a nicer grab handle than this one. I think, again, to get this bag under the weight and get it around 1 pound, which is incredibly light. That's probably one of the cost savings there in the weight department, was getting this to be thin. Okay, so to briefly cover the exterior aesthetic of the bags, one thing I really love about both bags is that the branding is very subtle. You have the little Air logo here, kind of out of the way. With Tortuga, they have their little shell logo here. It's kind of, very inconspicuous and like kind of hidden. But one thing I do just need to note, apart from, being indifferent about how they look, is that the only notable difference I would say is that when each of these bags are not fully packed out, they do look a little different. For the purposes of this comparison, I've taken out some items and the bags are not fully packed out. And for the Air, you don't really notice, a change in how it looks when it's packed out at all. So again, the lack of having a ton of stuff in here, it pretty much looks the same. Now the Tortuga, on the other hand, when you don't pack this out, you're gonna get a little bit of sagging, as you can see here. That's not a huge deal for me. If that is for you, it's just something to consider aesthetic wise. To me, I'm always more about function over form. Now I do love the look of both of these bags, but if you're going out and you're worried about the bag looking like this because it's not fully packed out, that is something to consider, is that this bag does sag a little bit because the shell material, while being lighter, more weather resistant than the Cordura here, it's not going to have as much structure, so your bag shape is not going to hold up the same as something like this. That does not change the functionality. That doesn't make it, less of an awesome bag. Just something to consider when comparing the two, aesthetics on the exterior on both of these bags. After comparing the interiors of these two bags, if I have to give a winner for laptop protection, if you have to take a laptop, I would definitely give it to the Daypack Pro. You get more padding. The laptop fits in there nicer, and you have a better false bottom and much better padding both on this side and this side of the bag. For the Air bag, I would give this the winner as far as organization. You have, a stretch mesh zippered pocket here, and then two other compartments here. And everything else structure-wise is a little bit thicker and just, nicer to handle. So interior-wise, organization, and materials, I'd have to give to Air. So just think about that. Again, I would not consider either of these for my daily driver to the office. It's more so if you have to put a laptop in here and use it for you know, a little bit, then you definitely can. One quick note as far as the little hardware that goes on each of the bags. Both of these bags have great hardware with the Wu Jean buckles here and the Duraflex on Air. I cannot choose one over the other. They're both high quality as far as, you know, their hardware goes. Now the feature sets are different with, you know, the sternum strap here, the lack of a sternum strap here, but as far as the quality of the hardware, they're both great in my opinion. I hope this comparison video was helpful. Which of these two day packs would you choose for your trip? Or do you know of a different option that weighs around a pound that you think would do better? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you like content like this, feel free to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.